CPT News Channel with your 6 p.m. scientific weather report. An urgent incident came up today about the recent surface change of albedo worldwide. Also, evapotranspiration, and it causes aerosols. We decided to bring in a guest speaker to get a different perspective of the sudden changes. Please welcome Dr. Wilson with the latest news. Here's to you, Dr. W.
Thanks, Paul. You're an amazing man and I love you. But yes, Paul, with the climate change occurring, I felt the need to spread the word and help the world as much as I can.
Is that so, Mr. Wilson? Well, let's get down to it. What do you think is the cause of all of these?
Well, Paul, you see, my father's been studying the different patterns of the earth, and a lot of the causes he's come up with on why we've been having effects is deforestation, agriculture, overgrazing, and this other thing.
Oh, I heard about urbanization and overgrazing. Urbanization is the increase of population, and the population may spill over the city limit. So the city will expand and over more area. That limit's called urbanization, and then overgrazing is when grassland is so heavy that the vegetation is damaged, and the ground becomes liable to erosion. Can you explain the others?
Yo, dude, up here. Damn it. Well, agricultural is a practice of farming, including cultivation of the soil for the growing of crops and the rearing of animals, to provide food, wool, and other products. Then deforestation is the clearing of a forest and cutting down trees.
Okay, I see how this could be a problem, but how does it affect Canada exactly?
Well, as you were saying earlier about the albedo on the surface changing, what it is when the reflection isn't reflecting enough from the low amount of ice that heats up the earth and melts more ice. This also leads to the release of aerosols, which are small particles that get suspended in the atmosphere, and when they gather together, they absorb sunlight.
I also read that evapotranspiration is the cause of the water sources evaporating into the atmosphere. This is the movement of water to the air from sources such as soil and water bodies. But that doesn't really answer the question. How does all this human impacted stuff impact the world?
Well, when the albedo rises, global warming increases, and with that, the water will melt and rise. And the increase in water will cover land masses and cause serious problems. But in general, no clear effect has been decided, but it has some off patterns of land use.
Oh, yeah, well that can't be good. Tell me, doctor, how can we fix this?
Oh, we're still rolling? First, we would need to approach helping urbanization, agriculture, overgrazing, and deforestation. For urbanization, there's no way to completely stop it due to the increase of the population, but we could create reserves for forest and plantation, and even major water reserves.
I have an idea for deforestation. What if when you cut down one tree, you place two?
That would work really well. Also, for agriculture, we could add to the idea for urbanization and leave more open land for the use of farmers so they can grow more food and use less energy to help preserve the world's health. Sir!
Oh god, I'm liking where this is going. And if we solve overgrazing, we would be able to save the impact humans have made. What would you say if we got humans to care for the soil and major areas so we can fight overgrazing?
You're
Thanks,
a genius!
Mr. Wilson. Well, you heard it here, folks. Tips and ideas that can save the human impacted world of ours. Thank you, Mr. Wilson, and have a good night, folks. I can't. Welcome back to CP.
Well, as you were saying earlier about the albedo on the surface changing, this is
This is when the reflection from is